and telling us if you failed at something or things didn't quite go your way. But I want you to be very candid and honest with what you're about to say back to me. But you're saying it for yourself. All right? I will succeed.
I will succeed.
I will succeed.
I will succeed.
I will not give up.
I will not give up.
I look forward to failure.
I look forward to failure.
Do you mean that?
No,
I know you do. But we're going to say it again. I look forward to failure.
I look forward to failure.
I can do all things.
I can do all things.
And I will accomplish anything I put my mind to.
And I will accomplish anything I put my mind to.
Let's give it up. All right, you have to have a seat. I had to do that purposely because a lot of times people come and they start talking to you and start talking at you, and you're in a daze. You're like, if they don't hurry up and get out of my face, because I'm ready to move on and do something else. So I am Frenchie Brown. I hail to you from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I've been in Charlotte since 1987, where I got my undergrad here with a criminal justice major and a minor in English. While I was on campus, I did everything but my books. I was Miss Social Butterfly. I was at all the parties. I was getting in. I did everything from working at the Cone Center. I was the manager of the Cone Center. I did catering. I actually was not an RA, but I hung out on the yard. I did security. I was a Kappa sweetheart. Hey, sweetie! Young lady right here thought I was part of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I said no. There was another sorority that I considered, but I knew more about their business than I really needed to pay that kind of money. I ain't doing that. So, therefore, I was the social butterfly. But I knew that I had a destiny. And my destiny was to become an attorney. My story is going to be a little different. While I was in school as a social butterfly, I was part of the Black Student Union. I was the editor of the newspaper, Black Perspective. I told you, I did everything but my studies. So when it came time for me to take that LSAT, I could not get my scores high enough to overcome that GPA. So they were like, baby, we need you to go and do something else because maybe law is not for you. So I said, all right, I hear you, I got it. So that was in 1991. But while I was in college, I did an internship. My internship was with the Public Defender's Office. And I worked for an attorney, Attorney Brooks. All of our cases were pedophiles. So before Jesus came into my life and saved my soul, whatever came up, came out. So when they would send me to the courthouse to talk to pedophiles, to give them hope that we were going to let them out, that didn't work for me. I could not give them hope. I'm like, oh, you did what? And why did you do that? And you think we're going to do it? And then by the time I got back to the public defender's office, she said, Frenchie, these are our clients. We represent them. I said, well, this ain't working for me. You're going to have to send me somewhere else. I said, because you're sending me into a courthouse to talk to a pedophile that has done something to a child to give them hope that they're going to get out. Give them somebody else. You can't give them me. She said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to send you to interview different people. So that's how I got to know Charlotte. I was in what we used to call the projects. They're no longer here. I was in the streets in the hoods. They're no longer here. But I had an opportunity to go and do that. So did I fail? I don't think I failed. But I knew that client needed hope, needed help, but I was smart enough to realize I'm not the one. So fast forward. Frenchie is still destined to become an attorney. So what did Frenchie do? I said, well, I wanted to become an attorney. I got to figure out how to turn that daggone LSAT. So in 2013, I reached what we call the Rule of 60 at Bank of America, which was my age plus my years of service equals 60. I was 43, young, fabulous, fierce, and fine, but I wasn't ready to retire. Plus 17, 60. So Frenchie, here it is in 2013. You can now retire from Bank of America. My husband looked at me like I had 5 heads if he got up every morning to go to work and I was in the bed. He was like, girl, you better get on up. We got 2 incomes we need. So what did I do? I took a course over at Johnson C. Smith. I learned how to pass that LSAT. SAT. I got my score where I needed to be. And at that time, there was a law school here in Charlotte. So I had a day job with Bank of America. I was able to work from home every day. I took the LSAT course to learn how to pass the score. I passed and got my number where I needed to be. And I applied to, at that time, the Charlotte School of Law. I got in at the Charlotte School of Law. And when I got in, I was part of a 4-year part-time evening program. And I began as a first-year law school student at the Charlotte School of Law. Now, due to greed, Charlotte School of Law had to close. The Charlotte School of Law closed on the day that I was accredited. That day was August 11, 2017. So in essence, that was my 10-year wedding anniversary. That was my 10 years of, hey, I understand that it's been time for me to figure out who I am, whose I am, and how I'm going to do well here. Did I do exceptionally well in law school? No, I didn't. But I did much better than I did in undergrad. I sat in the front row of every class because I realized I am paying for law school. I didn't have to pay for undergrad. My parents paid for undergrad, and I had scholarships for the semester that I did well, because after that I lost it. But I'm okay, right? I mean, look at what's going on, right? But I realized I'm spending my own money because my husband said, Frenchie, you're going to take out loans. I said, well, we got money. He said, we're going to take out loans, compound interest. My husband's like, we need to keep our paper where it is. I need our money to keep growing, because he knew the type of law I was going into was public interest law. That is where I'm here to help the unserved and the underserved. I'm here to help the people that don't have a voice. I'm here to help you advocate. So I told him, I said, baby, people are going to probably pay me with peanuts. They ain't got no money. But I'm there for them. These people are going to say, sweetie, I don't have anything but a prayer. Can we go to the Lord together? We sure can, because I'm here to support you. So he knew that I was not going into law school for that. So I was able to get accredited with my Juris Doctor on August 11, 2017. What happened next? I had to pass that bar. I already told you I didn't pass it. I couldn't do it on the LSAT. Now I got this bar I have to take. So we went through all of these courses to teach you how to do it. At the time that I began, the bar consisted of, you had a writing section, and then you also had multiple choice. Writing, multiple choice. I graduated from the University of North Carolina in Charlotte with a criminal justice major, minor in English. Frenchie can write. I can write my butt off. But when it comes to that multiple choice, I did not do well. I have to this day taken the bar 4 times. 2 North Carolina, 1 DC, 1 South Carolina. When I took the bar the 3rd time, it was South Carolina. You could not have told me I did not pass. Why? Because the young lady that I actually got to tutor me, she said, Frenchie, you know why you haven't passed the bar? I said, why? She said, because you don't know the law. I said, wait, wait, I'm supposed to say, don't tell me the law. She said, you don't know the law. She said, because what happens is you keep telling me you're stuck between 2 answers. She said, if you know the law, then you're going to be able to determine that is not the right answer. So in essence, she helped me to really understand. When I read those scenarios, I was able to determine, I know it's not those 2. The 2 that I was stuck between, I'm like, that is not the answer because of A, B, or C. I learned the law. I got to South Carolina. They put me in the room. I was right in front of a wall where there were no distractions. So if you had to get up and go to the bathroom, you did not bother me. If there was noise, I had my earplugs in. I did my writing. I knocked it out. I understood. I increased my multiple choice by 13 points. Guess what? They dinged me on my writing. Every bar I had taken prior to that, my writing was off the charts. It was my multiple choice. So I didn't pass the 3rd time. I went home, I got my information, and I sat down, and me and the Lord had an argument. Now, I don't know if he won, but I probably did. But after I got it off, my husband sat down. He came in there. He sat down beside me in my woman cave, and he let me ugly cry. I was mad because I did not pass that bar. The 4th time I took it, I did North Carolina again, but I didn't get a 2. So in essence, my failure, I did not remember or learn from it. So we got a couple of slides. Can I? Yep. Do I just this? Yep. I put it in this purposely because what do you see? Stethoscope. I appreciate if any of y'all are going to pre-med, but a lot of us are not. So when you fail at something, don't take it so hard. You're not here to find the cure for cancer. You didn't cut off the wrong person's leg. You're supposed to cut off the left one. It's why the big X is on it. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut the wrong leg off. That's not you. That's why I put it in this. Are you a failure? You can become a failure if you don't learn from it. You can become a failure if you continue to blame others. You can become a failure if you don't realize sometimes, baby, this just may not be for me. I'm not there yet. I realize that I have my JD. I cannot advise you as an attorney, but I can absolutely sit down and have conversation with you, make sure you know what you need, and then hand you off to an attorney. So I stay in my lane because God keeps dropping people in my path. And French, I need help with this. French, I need help with this. I said, now y'all do know I ain't an attorney, and I ain't gonna let y'all mess me up from not becoming one. Purposeful planning is powerful. How do you avoid failing? Make an action plan and follow the roadmap. Think about what you did wrong the last time. Think about what you may need to do differently the next time. How do you give yourself grace? Dust yourself off. I always talk about the story with the man walking with the donkey. Donkey falls in the hole. The man's like, I'm going to have to bury you alive. As he's throwing the dirt on him, he keeps throwing the dirt on him. And before long, the man and the donkey are on the same level. Why? Because every time he threw dirt on the donkey shook it off, stood on top of it, and got back up. Shook it off, stood on top of it, and got back up. That is what you have to do. That is how you accomplish everything. I don't care how many times somebody says no to you. No just means like Beyonce, you must not know about me. You must not know about me. That's all it is. It's temporary. And you have to be smart enough to realize I'm going to give myself grace. I'm going to recover from it. Why? Because it's going to build my brand. It now becomes a testimony. That's why the five of us can talk to you, because we've learned from it. Intellectual curiosity. Leadership growth is cyclical. Keep learning. Keep failing. Keep doing well. Share with others. Don't keep it to yourself. Why? Because you're that person. I am he. I am she. I am it. Yes, baby. I am enough. That's what you need to say. Because at the end of the day, you have the right tools, the right purpose, the right mentality. And when failure comes your way, deal with it, honor it, because you were built for such a time as this. I am Frenchie Brown. I was not on your ballot, but if I am, you better vote for me.